Yes, well, I have a DVD update to do, and I've been trying to do this DVD update for like 4 days now, so hopefully I can get this done this morning. So let's get started, I guess. First up is 3 full moon movies, and that is the Demonic Toys Dollman box set. And pretty much, of course, it comes with Dollman, Demonic Toys, and Dollman versus the Demonic Toys. I enjoyed them, all 3. They're really, to be honest with you, I mean, admittedly, there hasn't been that many I've seen, but of all the full moon movies I've seen, there's only been one that I would really outright say I hated, and that was Curse of the Puppet Master. I saw that when I was a teenager, and I just remember hating it, but I don't remember why. I just remember, I guess because I didn't think it was any good or something. I don't know. Yeah, I bought this in a local Dollar General recently, and this is one of the rare instances where it was actually cheaper in a store than it was on Amazon. Because after I bought this, I looked it up on Amazon just out of curiosity, see how much it was, and I believe on Amazon it was like $9 or $10 more. Oddly enough. And this particular box set, this came out back in 2005, so this has been out for quite some time. And it's actually region free at that. I just noticed this like a few days ago that it is, but some people were talking about how the picture quality in these movies weren't that good. I actually didn't notice any problems with Dollman or Demonic Toys, but maybe that's because I actually watched those here in my bedroom on my 19-inch HD TV. Dollman vs. the Demonic Toys, though, I watched it in my living room where we have like a much bigger TV. And I know there are instances where characters or objects were extremely blurry. And I did notice, so yeah. I did notice some issues there. But they were good movies nonetheless. Next up is the one Blu-ray that I have for this update, and that is 28 Days Later, which I bought last month. Basically, I bought this on my way home from Florida. You know, my family and I went on vacation. I bought this in my state's capital while I was in Target, and for me it came down between buying this or The Evil Dead 2, and I just kind of figured, well, I might as well buy one that I haven't already seen a billion times already. So that's kind of why I bought 28 Days Later. I haven't really looked at it like this before, but I guess you could say I kind of have a tradition where every year I go on vacation, I like to buy a movie from Target or Walmart. And unfortunately, this year I didn't actually get the chance to while I was in Florida. But I bought it. I hadn't gotten home yet when I bought this, so I'm still counting it. So yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. It was the first time I've seen the whole movie. I liked it. And finally is it's actually season 1 of a TV series. It's actually a 2-season TV series, and I had considered waiting to do this update until I have season 2, but I kind of thought, well, it probably would be towards the end of this month before I would get it and actually have my hands on it. So I decided, well, I might as well go and do this update and go ahead and get this over with. And then in my next update, I'll include season 2 when I get it. And basically, though, as for right now, finally, last up is season 1 of Joan of Arcadia, which the main central star of the show and character is Joan Girardi, who is played by Amber Tamblyn, who I've always thought she was cute. Personally, I've always thought she was cute. But yeah, pretty much it also stars Joe Mantegna, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, and stars Mary Steenburgen, Jason Ritter, and Michael Welch. Jason Ritter plays her older brother Will, who a year and a half before the show started, he was involved in a wreck that paralyzed him from the waist down. Michael Welch plays her younger brother Luke, who's like this science whiz genius character. And basically, her parents, her father is, whose character's name slips my mind for some reason. For most of the first season, he's the chief of police in Arcadia, Maryland, which is a fictional city, so I understand in Maryland. But And which hence the title of Joan of Arcadia. Of course, it's also a play on the term own Joan of Arc as well, which for good reason. But her mother is like this for most of the first season. Her mother is like she's a painter, she's an artist basically, but for most of the first season, she's like this secretary or something in the main office of Jones High School. And she later becomes the school's art teacher. And the show kind of follows two plot lines. Well, before I get into that, I guess I better tell you what the show's about, though. Basically, like I said, a year and a half before the show begins, Joan's brother was involved in a car wreck that left him paralyzed from the waist down. However, at the time it happened, Joan had prayed, or she had asked God that, if he would let Will survive, then she would do whatever it is he wanted her to do. And her brother does survive, and life kind of moves on. And then fast forward to the beginning of the series, the first episode. God actually starts appearing to Joan. Basically, and the way he always appears to Joan is basically he appears to her as just like a normal person. He has different incarnations he appears to her as in each episode. But so I understand though, the two forms God most commonly appears to Joan as throughout the series is basically what are referred to as cute boy God and goth kid God. And interesting thing is, I didn't learn this until a few days ago that the actor who plays goth kid God was actually this. I don't know if you've ever seen. I don't know if you watched Nickelodeon in the early 2000s or the late 90s, whenever the show was on. Do you remember that show, The Brothers Garcia? I never really watched it, but I remember the show though. Well, the guy who played the oldest, I think it was the oldest brother on that show. He's the one who plays Goth Kid God in the show. And basically, those are the two forms God most commonly appears to her as, I think. So I hear. And pretty much in each episode, God asks Joan to do what at first seems like random, pointless crap, or stuff that it almost seems like to Joan that God's just messing with her. But everything he asks her to do ends up having very big ripple effects, in the episode and sometimes in the rest of the series or in other episodes. There's one episode, for example, kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. There's one episode called The Uncertainty Principle. And pretty much there's a character in the episode called, his name is Ramsey. He was played by Fred Kaler. And basically Ramsey is this kind of like this school bully character. No one really likes him. Pretty much God appears to Joan and at the beginning of the episode and asks her to basically ask her to ask Ramsey out to the dance that her school is having. And eventually Joan does, and at the end of the episode, Joan and Ramsey they're actually enjoying themselves, and Ramsey actually looks like he's changing for the better. His behavior is improving and everything. He's laughing and smiling and everything. And then Joan kind of he kind of dips her while they're dancing. Unfortunately, she slips out of his hands, and she's laughing about it. But the vice principal, who's kind of a jerk anyway, and her mother rush over and they're like, what's going on? What happened? And Joan's like, oh, nothing. It was just an accident. And the vice principal was like, it didn't look that way to me. And uses that as an excuse to search Ramsey. And unfortunately he finds a bottle of liquor on Ramsey, and because Ramsey brought it on school property, he gets expelled immediately. And he had told Joan at the beginning earlier in the episode that sometimes when he gets angry he can't think he can't think straight or clearly or something, and he rushes off, and Joan catches up to him and goes off with him. He goes to this spot he likes to go to, where he likes to practice shooting, his gun he has. Long story short, Joan's father, who at this time is still the chief of police, the police, get there, and basically Ramsey ends up threatening Joan's father with a gun, and Joan and her father manage to talk him down, and he puts the gun down. He gets arrested. And later on, God appears again, and Joan's like, what happened? I thought I was supposed to make his life better, not make it worse, and that sort of thing. And God, I've read this is either the one time or one of the only times that God actually explicitly says what would have happened had she not listened. And basically, God explains to her that had she not asked him to the dance, then he basically was going to come to the school with that gun, and he was going to end up killing 12 people and then committing suicide. So, and he basically starts pointing out all the people he would have killed, like this freshman who would have come out of the band hall at the wrong time and would have been his first victim, and stuff like that. It's a very good show. I mean, it has a lot of there's a lot of interesting stuff. I just love about the show. There's in that episode, Joan and God are kind of talking, and while God's looking through this art book or whatever, and he's kind of talking to Joan, telling her how very, very few people ever get to the point where they're just outright evil, and all that. He tells her that he kind of uses this as an example how most people have some light, still have some light in them, even though they may do bad things. Very few people ever get to the point where the light is just totally gone and they're just evil monsters. And it's kind of funny too while he's saying that he's actually looking at a picture of the devil while he's saying that. So I thought that was kind of funny, or whatever. It is a very good show. It's a shame it's only lasted 2 seasons. I would recommend seeing it. It's not, it's a show pretty much anybody can enjoy. It's not like this religion is the right one and these other ones you're an idiot for. It's not like that, or whatever. It's just, they have some episodes here on YouTube if you want to check some of them out. I'm not gonna say do anything illegal, but it's a good show. You should check it out sometime. So yeah, that's it. I probably will talk a little bit more about this when I get season 2, because I still have some more things I would like to say about this, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good show. It's too bad this only lasted 2 seasons, especially because the way they were setting up season 3. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. So yeah, anyway, that said, I guess that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.